English, Grade 4, Block 1, Revision Video by Teacher Shikha. Writing a short story, beginning, middle, and end. Following this concept to write a short story. Let's start by looking at each piece individually. The beginning. It is the first part of the story. The middle. It is where the bulk of the story rests. The end. This is where the story comes to a close. It is the conclusion and solution to the problem. Beginning, middle, and end is easily defined as the three parts that make up a story. Let's face it, you can't have a story if you don't have a beginning, middle, and end. There are many other elements that must be included in the beginning, middle, and end. And when they are all put together, you have a complete story. Great for children. Let's start writing a short story. The middle, it is where the bulk of the story rests. It explains the topic, gives important key details, and holds the reader's attention. But most importantly, it is where we reach the climax or turning point of the story. If the middle is good, it will start the reader thinking about how the story is going to end. The end, this is where the story comes to a close. It is the conclusion and solution to the problem. It is where the character learns a lesson or comes to terms with the events of what happened. A good ending will keep the reader thinking about the story long after it is finished. A great ending leaves the reader feeling satisfied. That makes a good story. When we look at important events from the story, we pick one from each the beginning, middle, and end of the story. To make story interesting. The most important event from the middle of the story is usually the problem or climax in the story, the end in the story. The most important event from the end of the story is usually the solution, the message, or how the character feels about how the problem was solved. Problem solving is the important content. What happens in the beginning? Introduce characters, introduce settings, sometimes introduce problems. These are the beginning points. Now let's see what happens in the middle. Introduce problem if not in the beginning. Leads the reader through event that solve the problem. Keeping all this in mind, children, you have to start writing a short story. End. Provide closure. Share feelings about the experience. Share lessons learned. Often there are lessons learned by the end of the story because the story has a lifespan, and according to that, the lessons are being learned. Beginning, middle, and end. Can you see the picture? Apple is being introduced. Middle, the important part, the cut. End part, we ate and finished the apple. Now let me share a short story with you. The mice and the elephant. What happens in this story? It's a very short story, children. Let's go through it. Once, a herd of elephants visiting the pond carelessly destroyed the houses of the mice living there. Oops. Can you see in the picture? The chief of the mice went to the Elephant King and told him what happened. The king promised to be careful. The mouse chief was grateful and promised to help elephants any time, any day. So one day, a group of hunters trapped the Elephant King. The elephants went to the mouse chief, asking for help because the king was trapped. He gathered his mice and rushed to the hot spot where the king was stuck. Mice, they chewed the net and set the elephant king free. Can you see it in the picture? All the mice, they are cutting the net, chewed the net, and helping the king to be free. Children, have you ever helped anyone? This is a moral of the story. Even the tiny things can be a good help. I hope you liked the story, and I hope you understood the beginning where the introduction happened of the character, the middle part where the main thing happened, and the end part where the problem, the solution came. This is how you have to write your story. Think about your story, your plot. Think what will be in the beginning, what will be in the middle, and what will be in the end. Are you seeing the pictures? These pictures will be a good help for you. This revision video is for you to be ready for your examination. Have a good day ahead, children. Take care. Thank you. Bye bye.